Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Cold weather across the area as another Arctic front makes its way through central and eastern Kentucky, but I'm tracking at least a small warm-up just ahead.
A fire burns a Boyle County barn to the ground, destroying tens of thousands of dollars worth of tobacco.
President Obama gets ready to take action on immigration while Republicans promise a fight. I'm Craig Boswell at the White House. That story coming up.
Welcome to WKYT News at 4. I'm Jennifer Palumbo. Arctic air has blown back into the bluegrass. Yesterday's high in Lexington was 46 degrees. Right now, we're barely above freezing. Here's our sky cam on the Morehead State University campus, where it's 34 degrees right now. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking temperatures in the First Alert Weather Center. Chris?
Yeah, those thermometers yesterday, as you mentioned, Jennifer, were way above the day before. And today, I promised you a lot of blue that would be showing up on the map. Look at the numbers from this same point yesterday to today. How about an unlucky 13 degrees colder for Lexington, for Richmond, Frankfort, and Mount Sterling. 14 degrees colder into parts of Morehead and Louisville. Temperatures have been hugging the freezing mark pretty much all day long into parts of central and northern Kentucky, where we're just getting out of the upper 20s into the northern parts of the area. But look at southeastern Kentucky, still a 40-degree thermometer or two showing up as that Arctic front getting toward the mountains and kind of putting the brakes on out there this afternoon. Throw the winds into the mix. Feels like it is 24 degrees for Lexington or Frankfort. If you're out this evening, wind chills are going to be dropping into the teens as thermometers drop toward the mid-20s by the time we go between 9 and 11 o'clock this evening. Nothing on Live First Alert Defender. Focus of the forecast on a windy, a wet, and a warmer weekend that is coming up as we go into the weekend. But Jennifer, it's all eyes at 5 o'clock on the winter forecast. We'll tell you what to expect as we roll into December, January, and February.
Thank you, Chris. We'll see you in about 15 minutes. It's a fire that could be seen for miles. It destroyed a tobacco farm, and now a central Kentucky farmer is picking up the pieces. The fire started yesterday on Lancaster Road in Boyle County. The barn is a total loss. It also had about 20,000 pounds of tobacco inside it. WKYT's Mark Barber has the latest on the search for the cause of the fire and what's next for the farmer. He has our top story at 4.
The Boyle County Emergency Management Director says the fire started in the back of the barn, destroying about 20,000 pounds of tobacco worth about $40,000. The air is still thick with smoke over the burned barn that sits on Lancaster Road right outside Danville. John Albright, the man who leased the barn to Earl Robinson, says the barn was filled with hanging tobacco and tobacco sticks. Fire crews say the fire started around 3:30 yesterday afternoon. Firefighters tell us not only were they fighting the flames, they were also fighting the cold. They say several firefighters had to rest for a few minutes so they could warm up.
We had a few guys that no medical issues, but we just went ahead, pulled them aside, let them rehab for a few, get them warmed back up, and they were able to go back to work.
Crews tell us the flames were so intense, it took about 3 hours to get the fire under control.
When we were first dispatched to the structure fire, our units were able to see the smoke from as far away as Junction City, so that is about 5 to 6 miles. The majority of downtown was actually covered in smoke, so it was a fairly large looking fire.
Robinson and Albright say before they make any plans to rebuild, they need to see if their insurance will cover the damage. In Boyle County, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Firefighters tell us it could take several days before they know exactly how the fire started. We're tracking the search for a robber who hit the Rite Aid on Winchester Road around 11 this morning. Lexington police say the man put a note on the counter that said, "This is a robbery," and implied he had a weapon. Police say he got away with some of the store's inventory, then ran across Winchester Road to the muffler shop nearby. They believe he got away in an older blue car. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for you on WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. Investigators are trying to figure out what caused a fire that destroyed a Lexington home. The fire started late last night on Balfour Drive in the Winburn neighborhood. The couple living there say that they came home to see smoke and flames shooting out of their house. The fire department was able to rescue several dogs that were trapped inside. No one was hurt. Coming up on WKYT News at 4:30, you'll hear from neighbors who acted quickly after the fire broke out. People in the community called her a Grinch after police accused her of not paying her employees just before Christmas. Now a former restaurant owner who was recently arrested appeared in court today. 68-year-old Lou Compton is charged with theft by unlawful taking. Compton used to own the Dairy Cheer in Lawrenceburg. Just before Christmas in 2011, employees say Compton suddenly closed the restaurant and skipped town without giving them thousands of dollars in pay. You'll hear from a former employee who says he didn't get paid, coming up on WKYT News at 4:30. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Sam. That story is making headlines across the nation at 4. Police now say the gunman who shot 3 students at Florida State University believed the government had targeted him. The shooting overnight in Florida State's library sent students scrambling for cover. Tallahassee police say Myron May and officers exchanged more than 30 shots before May was killed. In a news conference this afternoon, police said they have a journal and videos from the Florida State graduate who'd been working as a lawyer.
And I look behind him and there's blood on his pants. So you can already tell that that was definitely a gunshot. It was pretty scary.
2 of the wounded students remain in the hospital. 1 has been released. Florida State will resume normal operations tomorrow. President Barack Obama will address the nation in a primetime report tonight and announce he's bypassing Congress to try to fix the immigration system in America. Republicans say he's abusing his authority, while Democrats say the time has come. Craig Boswell has details from the White House.
President Obama is getting ready to present the nation with his plan to take action on immigration.
Part of staying competitive in a global economy is making sure that we have an immigration system that doesn't send away talent but attracts it.
The president is expected to use his executive authority to shield as many as 5 million people living in the U.S. illegally from deportation and also grant work permits. The new protection will include the parents of U.S.-born citizens and legal permanent residents. It also expands the Dreamer program that gives relief to those brought to the U.S. illegally as children.
It's about families all across America who worry every day about being torn apart.
Republicans say the president is overstepping his constitutional authority and are vowing to block it in any way possible.
If President Obama acts in defiance of the people and imposes his will on the country, Congress will act. We're considering a variety of options.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz recalled a plot from the days of Caesar and paraphrased a Roman senator.
We, the Senate, are waiting in our duty to stop this lawless administration and its unconstitutional amnesty.
Democrats argue every president since Eisenhower has used executive authority to address immigration. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
Cable news networks are carrying the president's speech, but the major networks will not. CBS will air The Big Bang Theory tonight at 8 as planned. You can watch the president's speech online. We have a link on WKYT.com. They let you shop online without a credit card, and now new protections could be coming for those prepaid cards. We'll break down the changes in WKYT's Money Watch. And certain jobs are in high demand right now, whether you have a college degree or not. Find out where the jobs are next on WKYT News at 4.